Live from Appleton, it's APTV.
Welcome to APTV, episode 546 for Thursday, June 13th, 2024.
This week we have Lindsay's birthday, Banter news updates, Father's Day, AP hand cleaner ink remover, which is kick-ass, Magna Carta blue and gold, pen cases, pencil boards, a contest winner, and a new contest, plus a new purple TWSBI that is coming soon.
Hey, Lisa.
Yes. Next week, I'm going to lead off.
It's a sport now, and I don't lose well. Where did mice drink during the Prohibition?
Where did what?
Mice drink during the Prohibition.
Where?
The squeakeasy.
Justin liked that one a lot. Thanks for joining us. Tune in next week. Today, Thursday, June 13th, is Lindsay's birthday.
Woo!
And I'm not sure who writes our script, but it says the most important day of the year.
We know who writes the script.
Wow, Linz.
We know who writes the script.
So, happy 29th birthday to Lindsay.
To Munchkin.
Yep. So, funny story. Garrett, Lindsay, and I moved up to Wisconsin from Tampa in 2009. And it was just a week ago.
Just a week ago.
The official anniversary.
It just seems like 15 years.
In 2009, so it was last week. And we have three funny dates. So the day that we left Tampa, and it was a traumatic trip until we got across the Florida line because we had two kids, two teens, two cats, and a vacuum cleaner and a couple bags, and the cats did not travel well.
In a Saturn.
In a Saturn Ion.
Yeah.
And then, so the day we left is always bittersweet. And then the day we arrived, which was the very next day, so yes, I drove straight through with two kids, two cats, and a full car, and oh my God. And so we get there, and Brian is sitting in a lawn chair in the driveway waiting for us, and so that's fun. And then the next day, Brian went to work. The kids went exploring, and near our house, there's a park, and there's a very steep hill, and it had rained like a day or two before, and so the kids were running up the hill. They fell. They came home covered in mud, and I am really, really, really bad with thermostats. I always screw it up. So Brian comes home from work.
Up or down. It's really...
The other one you said was more complicated. So anyway, Brian comes home from work that first full day of us.
It's like 40 degrees in the house. Like in June. It's like 40 degrees.
And the three of us are all sitting there shivering under blankets, all dressed in Brian's
Wearing
clothes.
my clothes. This is what I got myself into. So anyway.
But then the following week was Lindsay's birthday, and like 3 days before we left Tampa, someone had stolen Lindsay's bicycle. So for her birthday that year, Brian took Lindsay over to our neighborhood bicycle shop, Chain Reaction, and Nikki got Linz all hooked up, and so there are just a lot of fun memories about, Lindsay's birthday. But 29.
So happy birthday to the Munchkin.
Yes.
All right.
Sorry.
Saturday, June 16th is Father's Day. Call your dad if you can, and let's see if Lindsay remembers to do that.
Let's see if they've
She wrote it. So
to order your gift. So we'll see.
I make it way too easy on them.
You do. You send them an Amazon link and say split it.
Happy Father's Day to all
Yes.
fathers out there. So we got some news.
Yes. Reminder: Pelikan Hub. Sign up and select Appleton as your chosen city. They have not updated the map since May 28th, but I know that we have more than enough people signed up, registered, so we're excited about it. Yeah. The day is September 27th of 2024 at 6:30 local time.
That's a Friday.
That is a Friday night, but you have to register in advance, and the registration cutoff date is June 24th. So sign up before then.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yes.
2 weeks.
Yes.
So, and the more people we have sign up, the better it is for everybody attending. So even if you can't attend, sign up because it helps us out. In Pelican will usually supplies hubs with stuff.
Yes.
And swag based on the number of people that are registered. So
absolutely,
the more people sign up, the more stuff we get, and the cooler it will be for everybody.
Yes, and there will be food, and there will be door prizes, and a whole little pen party. So we're very excited about that.
Awesome. Also, a reminder, Pen Club, Appleton Pen Club is coming up on Saturday, June 22nd. That's 2 to 4 p.m., so the store is open from 10 to 2, and then at 2 o'clock we switch over to Pen Club mode. Topic this month is nib tuning and smoothing.
Yes.
We have been working a lot with the smoothing kits that we have. We will have those available, not necessary to purchase if you come. If you want to come and just watch, that's fine too. If you want to get hands-on, we have the kits available. So we will do our best to get you down the right path for nib tuning and smoothing.
And the beautiful part about the kit is that you are not practicing and potentially harming an existing pen that you own and write with. This way you kind of work out the kinks and
you can figure out the motions and
your talent before you actually work on one of your own pens, which is a beautiful thing.
What do you do if you see a fireman? Put it out, man.
So this is pretty exciting.
Speaking of beautiful things.
Beautiful things.
We have
clean things.
Carried different hand cleaners over the years, and found one that we like well enough to call our own. And it has to do a couple different things. We wanted it to be eco-friendly. We wanted it to not kill your hands. We live in Wisconsin, and in the winter, your hands get really dry anyway. So if you are washing them and really trying to scrub and get all that ink off, you want it to not totally dry out your hands. And so we have a new Anderson Pens hand cleaner and ink remover, and it works really well.
Yeah, Dave and I yesterday took a bunch of permanent inks, and we had ink samples, and we literally just poured them on our hands with different colors, black, blue, black, purple. I had a permanent green. My hands looked like the Hulk, actually, and was putting blue on the fingers.
Pictures,
and we were well, yeah, okay. Well, so we were rubbing it in and letting it dry in, and then we would put the hand cleaner on, and nothing's going to get absolutely everything off, but this is maybe the best cleaner I think we've used thus far. It does a couple of things just so nicely. It has a walnut shell base, so that's really the abrasive, and so it doesn't, unlike other
pumice based.
Pumice based. They kind of chew up your hands, like you were saying, and these just kind of leave your hands nice and smooth. It worked really amazingly well.
Now, no hand cleaner out there is going to get certain ink off your hands. I don't know that Bay State Blue is ever coming off. You just have to let it wear off or wear.
We were looking for a sample of it, but I couldn't find one. So that's why we went with the permanents. But it did an amazing job, and it was just and the key, I think, with using the cleaners, and it's always been the case, whether it's this or anything else we've had, is you have to put it on your hand and you have to work it in first. I've had people who call up and they say, well, your hand cleaner doesn't work for me. I said, well, did you follow the directions? No.
Right.
Okay, you got to rub it in, you got to work at it, and then you drop a little water in just a little bit at a time and keep working it, and then you rinse it out. If you have to, you can use a second application to get those spots you missed.
It's not Windex. You don't put it on, wash it off, and it does it. You do have to do a little work. But it is slightly abrasive with walnut shell. Gets into all your little nooks and crannies and ridges. It does have some skin softening ingredients as well, which will help not leave your hands all dried out. And it is non-petroleum based, which was important to us. It is environmentally conscious option, which we really liked. And then the other thing is we worked hard to find a jar that we liked. Sound very well. Here, open that for
It's
me.
not going to accidentally open.
There you go.
There we go.
Wide mouth jar. So here's, it's got a big wide mouth jar. I love the color, love the bottle, but it's got, it holds more than you think. It's got a little lip. So
It's 5 ounces of hand cleaner.
By
And
weight.
there's a little bit of a lip there, so you can, when you dip your hands in there, it doesn't
It's
get
not going
all
to
over
ooze
the
out
place.
and waste it.
But it works. It's really good stuff, and it's just nice. It's nice to be able to hold on to this in your
Yes.
hand like this, and then
I like that it's got a big base because I'm really clumsy. So, all right.
excited about that. And for a guy who washes his hands a lot,
Yes.
I mean, really, my hands were completely.
We were playing with this
messy
over the
yesterday.
weekend, and then Brian and Dave were playing with it when I wasn't here. I wish I'd seen the two of you looking like you'd
Yeah, it's
fallen
it's,
into a vat of ink.
It's pretty awesome. It's very helpful if you're doing any kind of pen repairs at all. You need a bottle of this, a jar of this sitting next to your sink. So
Awesome.
we have an interesting pen this week to talk about.
Yes.
We have exactly one. This is, as far as I'm aware, this was a prototype model of a Magna Carta.
Okay.
So this is really cool blue and brown
Bright cobalt.
kind of, bright cobalt material, resin. And it's got this, nice rhodium trim. Actually, it looks like an Esterbrook cap band almost on there.
A little bit.
But it's got the material at the top. Really interesting pen. It has a stainless steel. We put a number 6 Monteverde nib in it. We had it.
So it does not have a Magna Carta nib.
The original nib on this pen will come with it. Was a titanium stub. Maybe wasn't ready for production.
Okay.
So we put this nib in it, which is amazing. This is a Monteverde 1.1 stub.
And you and Dave have both been playing with this.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It took a lot for me to get him to let it go, actually. 'cause
Yeah, it's got an ebonite feed, so it's got the Magna Carta feed, but we just paired it with a different nib, and it's amazing. So you'll get both nibs. It's cartridge converter filling, international. It comes with your international converter. But really a nice looking pen, and that nib is actually
Quite nice.
pretty sweet. Yeah, it writes first time every time. But just something a little different this week. There's Magna Carta, blue and brown. As far as I know, there was no model name for this when I received it. So
I wrote a song about a tortilla. Actually, it's more of a rap.
In the spotlight, we are going to talk about a couple accessories in general. And we are going to go out of order, which I know you love. We are going to talk about Hobonichi pencil boards. Now, this particular one in the blue, we've had for a couple years.
Several years,
They've
yeah.
carried
Wow.
it and offered it for a couple years. We recently received notice that this is being discontinued.
now I don't know if they're replacing it with anything, if they're going to change the color, but the blue with the pink lines is done.
Yes.
It is officially gone.
So if you like these, and these are great, especially in your Hobonichi notebooks, these are super thin, they slot in.
And they got the little tab on the top.
Yep.
It just says today, so you can kind of.
So if you like the plain navy blue with the pink lines, I would grab a couple
Yeah.
now before they are gone because we cannot order any more. And like Brian said, there may be something else coming for this year with Hobonichi, but we
knows?
don't know.
It could be lime green and yellow.
Could be.
It could be
something.
It could be. We
So,
don't know.
We do currently have all 3 sizes: the A5 Cousin, the A6 Techo,
Techo, yeah.
and the Weeks, my personal favorite.
Yep.
But grab those before they are gone because once the blue and pink are gone, that is it.
Yeah. They're especially nice for putting behind thin like tomoe paper, which is obviously what they're designed for. But then you don't get that impression on
Yes,
the next
on the
page.
next page or
On the
two,
next page,
depending
so.
on how heavy you write.
So we got those. Now you're going to go out of order.
I am. Punilabo Pen Cases. we talk about these periodically just because they're so
They're cute.
darn
They're
cute.
cute.
All sorts of different animals and
Cats.
yeah.
Cats.
So you have some that stand up, and you can see on the side here, they also can pop down, so they actually will stand up, which is cool. And, it's funny. I see more adults buy them for themselves
they're
than
cute.
buying them for, kids. But
There's a top zipper version, this one here, and then it's lying down. You got the cat with the
Yep.
little ears sticking up.
those are adorable.
Little black kitty. There's a ton of them. There's a ton of different options. I wasn't going to bring them all up here because we have
Right.
we have 20 different versions
Yes,
of
there
these.
are several.
Cats, dogs, pigs, birds, all sorts of things. They're really
Penguin.
quite cute. Oh, there's a penguin. Yeah. There's
Panda.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all sorts of adorable things.
So. We had a contest
We did.
last week. What is your favorite nib width?
Fine.
Follow-up question.
Fine.
Has your preferred nib width ever changed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Rich Johnson says, okay, great episode thus far. I've been an extra fine type of guy. Even my ballpoint or gel pens are in the 0.3 range as
Yes.
well. My next pen will probably be a Japanese medium.
Ooh.
Have a great week. Thank you, Rich. Japanese medium is going to be a step up for sure, unless he's been using Yovo extra fines.
Right.
But if he's
Or German extra.
even at 0.3 though, that medium is going to be a little bit meatier.
Sally Atkinson says, my favorite nib right now is a stub. I like the line variation, and I think my penmanship is more attractive. I always used a fine until I tried the stub, and sometimes go back to it, but I've gotten used to the flow from a stub and find a fine to be more scratchy most of the time. Thanks for another fun show.
Yeah, stub is nice, especially when you get one that just works. This Magna Carta's got a nice stub, that shaver flat top with the factory stub we talked about last week. Still available, by the way. Really, it does that subtle thing when you write with it. You kind of look at it and you go, oh,
That looks nice.
that looks nice. Thomas Godbold says, in college, where I first fell in love with fountain pens, it was fine nibs for clarity of writing, and I wrote much smaller to fit more info on each page. Now, 40 years on, I prefer wet mediums or abroad, as I tend to write in larger lettering for ease of reading without glasses.
Very important.
And I have relaxed a bit. Writing to me is now more experiential than strictly informational as before. Very good question this week. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, very cool. Edgar Rains says, my preference for years was a broad nib, but now I prefer a stub or an italic. Probably in part because I did extensive calligraphic projects. I always enjoy your presentations.
So another vote for stub. Ed Riley says, I would say my nib preference have refined over the years. I started with mediums, but now I like Japanese fines and even some Western extra fines. So
All right.
yeah, you can kind of, and that's okay.
I'm glad you approve.
Well, I'm just saying, sometimes people, they pigeonhole it. It's got to be a fine, and then that's every pen they buy is a fine, and every pen they buy is the same.
Right.
It's
Live a little.
live a little.
Dan F. says, great show as usual. I prefer a smooth medium nib for most things. Most of mine are Yovo mediums. If I need to write smaller, then I'll go look at a fine.
Emily Snope says, mine was extra fine, but I'm currently loving mediums, ground like a stub or italic.
Definitely a difference there.
Good choice. And a medium ground to a stub or italic is very usable.
Yes,
Usable
it's not going to be
width.
massive.
It's
Snow shovel.
1.1 and above is it's pretty big. We had a winner.
Friedrich D. says, nib width, nothing larger than an extra fine. Preferably it will be an ultra extra fine or finer, XXXF
You get all the
or
X's?
needlepoint, as well as extra fine cursive italic from Mike Masuyama are my jam, as I have micrographia. I hope I said that right. Though legible, everyone runs for the nearest magnifying glass or simply complains about needing one. And a note from Eric says that means abnormally small handwriting.
Only small handwriting. Okay.
We have a friend named Thomas who has super tiny writing, like one step up from that, write the Constitution or the Declaration on a grain of rice. And he has Mike Masuyama create a needlepoint point for him. It's kind of the Thomas nib. So anyway, Friedrich, congrats. Send an email to eric@andersonpens.com, and he will take care of we're going to switch this up, $29
$29. Okay, all right.
credit in honor of Lindsay's birthday. We have a new contest survey this week.
It's not really a survey.
No. Is it really a contest? It's not really a contest.
It is a contest.
Look, I don't know who writes this.
We're giving
It's
stuff
not.
away.
We are.
So it's a contest, I
All
guess.
right, Lindsay, fix this. Wish Lindsay a happy birthday. Alternatively, in honor of Father's Day, what is your favorite dad joke?
See, we're just mining for jokes now at this point.
Paul Herman, do not include a joke. You include one every week. I don't know do you ever use them? Or I know we have a good chuckle. Well, I guess we can't because he's already used it.
Well, I mean, I have used them before, I think.
Have you?
I think,
Okay.
I think I have.
Paul, come up with something else.
So, one commenter will be chosen at random to win a $20 credit to his or her Anderson Pens account. We do have it coming soon.
We do. TWSBI.
Kind of a last minute thing.
Yep. TWSBI just announced a new Eco Tea in Eggplant Purple. And the sell sheet that we got says that this is probably a one-run color, which means we're only going to get what we get, and then that's it.
Yep.
So we can announce it now. Pre-sale starts June 24th, and shipping is June 26th.
Yep. So if you're local and you're interested, place your order on the 24th online with in-store pickup, and then you can pick it up on the 26th.
Right.
So, or call us and we'll help you out.
Yep.
So,
Don, we'll see you on Saturday.
We'll see you on
or
Saturday.
on the 26th, whatever
yeah.
that day is.
With the extra fine nib.
Yeah.
And anything else?
It's fun to know what customers like and to know that, this is going to be a thing. I think that's it. We are looking forward to more time outside. We got our patio set up, and I'm looking forward to some coffee outside.
We could do nib smoothing outside. No, that's not a good idea.
No.
Anyway, thanks for joining us. Tune in next week for more talk about pens, ink, and paper.
Check us out on social media as Anderson Pens. Like this video, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget about the Pelikan Hubs. Definitely sign up for that.